Okay, in example 2, I'm going to write out my factors here. So I have negative 2 times x plus 1 times x plus 1. So to find my end behavior, I need to know what my degree and leading coefficient is. If I take negative 2 times x, that gives me a negative 2x squared for my leading term. So I would have a leading coefficient that's negative, and my degree would be 2 because I would have an x squared. So that means when I draw my graph, my arrows are going to be in the third and the fourth quadrant. Both my arrows are going to be facing down for an even degree with a leading coefficient that's negative. Now, to find my y-intercept, that's the value of y when x is 0. So I would plug in 0 for my x's here and here, and I would multiply that out. So I would have negative 2 times 1 times 1. That would give me a y-intercept of negative 2. So when I draw this on my graph, I know I would have a y-intercept right here. Because these numbers aren't unusually big or small, I'm just going to stick with the standard scale of 1 on this example. Okay, so now let's go to x-intercepts and multiplicities. In this case, I only have one x-intercept, that would be negative 1. And I would have a multiplicity of 2 because I have 2 factors of x plus 1. So I know that I have an x-intercept at negative 1. I know my errors are going to be in the third and the fourth quadrant. So I know I'm going to start here and end here. And this is going to be my x-intercept. So it looks like with the x-intercept, because it's an even multiplicity, it's going to do a touch and turn. It's a degree, or it's a multiplicity of 2, so it's going to do a touch and turn. It's going to cross through the y-axis, and then it's going to come back down here. So it's not the best picture because I'm a horrible artist, but this should look like, if you draw it nicely, it should look like a quadratic, a frown shape. So maybe it should be more like this. Sorry guys, I'm a horrible, horrible artist. So maybe it should look more like this. Okay, so my arrows are in the third and the fourth quadrant. I have my y-intercept and I have my x-intercept with multiplicity of 2, so it doesn't touch and turn.